Hey guys, welcome to a new speed build on my channel. So this house I actually built probably like 3-ish months ago, so it's been a while coming. I built it for a family that I was playing at the time in mind, who both loved the outdoors, and the female sim had completely maxed out the gardening skills. She had, I think I had almost finished the collection. I think there was one that I didn't have and I couldn't figure out what it was. Maybe I did complete it. I can't remember now. Anyway, so basically she had been living with her sister. It was actually the Braxton twins, which I haven't put up on the gallery because they've completely made out of custom content. So you'd be downloading like a bald and pretty much naked sim. So yeah. Anyways, I was playing with them. And one of the sisters got married, and so I wanted her to move into a new home with her husband. So this was the house that I built for them. So the thing I was going for was like sort of like a modern take on a family farm sort of house. So at the moment it's on like a really, really large lot. I think this lot's like 50 by 50 or something. But I do actually move it onto a smaller lot, so you will notice that suddenly the lot changes. Because I've discovered that the way I was building the house, you know, I didn't need much more space than that, and I didn't really want it to be much bigger than that. But I was also finding that there was going to be so much space outside that I'd have to deal with, and I was like, no thank you. So yeah, so the premise of this house is pretty simple. You've got just sort of like your main sort of house area, and then you come out onto this deck on the top where there is what will be a shed, and then like a little rooftop garden, and then underneath you've got these rooms that aren't completely closed off, which I thought meant that if the sim was in there, you know, when they've got the loves outdoors aspiration trait, the loves outdoor trait, which both the sims that I made this house for did, that it would count towards being outside, but it doesn't. They actually have to come sort of out onto the deck a bit more. So that was a little annoying, but I think it still sort of gives that feel, so I'm not too worried about it. So I went for like a really earthy tone outside, the browns and sort of the paleness there. Oh, there was a big jump there. So as you can see, I'm playing around with different roof styles there. I've cut this quite a bit because I was playing around heaps. But essentially what I finish on is, I think at the time I was trying to do some sort of like eco home type of feel, and so the roof ends up having what I hope kind of look like solar panels, as if the home, you know, doesn't have electricity. It sort of runs on its own power from the sun. So hopefully that came across. You'll see a better image of that later on. So this is the new lot, so it's suddenly on the new lot, and I had to save each one of those rooms individually to actually transfer it over to the new lot. So annoying, but never mind. So I've brought the deck out a bit more, and created this little sort of like dip garden in the middle there, which I'm actually it's really cute how it turns out. It's got some like some flowers and things, and I think I put a meditation stool and stuff in there, and I'm pretty happy with it. So this house has I think there was a main bedroom, there was a kid's bedroom. I think it only had the 2 actually, but very quickly this house dramatically changed. I moved my sims in straight away and basically played through like an entire generation. I think they ended up having like 6 kids or something, because they had triplets. They had triplets when they already had a baby. So at one point I had 4 babies in a crib, which was really intense. I have a photo, actually. I probably should have put it in here. Maybe I'll tag it on at the end if you want to see it. Unless I deleted it. I hope I didn't. But I have this photo of my sim taking a selfie, and behind her are these 4 cribs. It's so funny. But yeah. So I really wanted this house to be like a very homey vibe, but still, you know, that there is, you know, some sort of work happening. So that what I'm building right there is like a little sort of gardener's shed, because that whole side that's blocked out there basically becomes the farm. So I do have some photos in the end, some screenshots that include all the plants grown and everything, how it looked when my Sims were living there. And you can see my Sims just standing out the front just there. So they're very excited to come inside. Very, very excited. I was playing around with roof ideas for quite a while, but you can see the solar panel ideas that I've got there. So the little ones on the large roof, and then the sort of the larger ones on the 2 square ones. I love those couches. They're like one of my favorite couches. But yeah, so I did this build like so long ago, and I was really, really proud of it, and I started playing with it straight away. And at the time I didn't really have much time to do things like this, and was still sort of getting to know my channel and getting to know about video editing and stuff. So I only edited it recently. So that's why it's so old. So there'll be like, there's heaps of stuff that, like, it's probably quite good for almost a base game, because from what I can tell, it looks like I've only got get together, the get to work, spa day. Oh, then I probably have I probably have a decent amount of packs in this, but you won't have anything like city living or romantic garden stuff, because I don't actually own that one yet. I keep meaning to buy and I keep forgetting. You won't have the new vintage glamour in there, which is fine, because it wouldn't have suited this house at all anyway. Just popping in a loo, because I thought, you know, if they're going to be out there gardening all day, they might need to nip to the loo really quickly. I really love this this plot of land. It's really nice. You've got like the sort of the community garden behind it. I think it's really pretty, and I love the fact that, you know, you could just be like, you know, working on your little home farm, and people walk by and you can like talk to them and stuff. It's so fun. So there's the little mini garden, which is pretty cute if you ask me. And eventually there will be a little zen sort of thing added in there. So this is me making use of that. I can't remember what it's called. There's the cool kitchen stuff, and then there's another one. Like, is it movie? No, not the movie one. Oh, I can't remember. But both those sort of like outdoory kind of stuff packs. So here I was playing around with the idea of actually having a garden, not just in that space over there, but actually out on the sort of shade awning thing. But I realized it didn't really make much sense, so I added in the square pot plants that, you know, otherwise I was like, where are the roots going? Like, what's happening here? So yeah, but I kind of liked the idea of making them look a little bit overgrown. So that's what that was. So now I'm just chucking in some dirt terrain tool there, just to give it a very farmy feel. So once the plants are in there, it looks pretty cool, if you ask me. And I knew I was going to have a few trees as well, so I put some around. So here we are doing the outdoor area stuff. So I don't actually know if I do it now or if I just chuck the stuff in, because I happen to be in that area in buy mode. But basically it's like a gym and then a sort of like relaxation. You know, there's the massage table and the you know, the gardening and everything. I just chucked everything in there basically. One thing that should be noted is that the kitchen does change and I don't remember if my saved lot has the changed one. I think it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does, because I don't know why, and I don't even know if it actually wasn't a problem, but when I went to play with this house, with the family that I moved them in, they were having issues with the kitchen. Like they couldn't use the counters or something. I can't really remember, so I had to rearrange it a little bit, and then I ended up extending the office upstairs a bit more. So in the screenshots at the end, you will notice that there is sort of something extra on the side because I had to put the kitchen out a little bit to get a bit more room. So I put the office out a little bit more, and then I had to move I think I changed the roof style or something that was over there a little bit, so that's what that was. Yeah, so but the screenshots I think are all up to date, so you'll be able to see it there. I really love the way that this house turned out. I think it's really cool. I'm pretty proud with it. Proud with it. I suppose that kind of works. There's that green that I love so much. I've tried to tone down my usage of it, but at the time of filming this, I was using it all the time. I just love it. It's so pretty. So now I was trying to decide whether I wanted to change the color. I really need to start reminding myself to do the buy mode, this sort of stuff without the grid on, but I'm so used to putting the grid. I think because I only recently discovered that you could actually turn it off by just hitting the G on your keyboard, which, you know, in hindsight I probably should have figured that it was possible and should have just looked it up, but I didn't. Never mind. But yeah, I do know that it doesn't annoy some people, so I'm sorry if it is frustrating and annoying you right now. I'm so sorry. So right there is the kids' room, and I didn't really do much with it. Like you'll notice when I start putting the buy mode stuff in it that it's really random. Mostly because I knew I was going to be playing in the house really quickly, and I just knew that I was going to have lots of kids, and I'm never really sure how to, like I always build, I'm usually building for a reason, so I find it very difficult to do kids' rooms. I don't know why. That sounds really silly, doesn't it? I think maybe by that point I was just over it. I'm just going to be honest. By that point I was like, oh my god, this house, I just want to play. I just want to play. So I just threw a couple of beds in and, you know, a couple of toys and stuff and be done with it. This is really cool. I saw this on a speed build that I randomly found on YouTube. And he put the bamboo inside the wall there. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. So I did it. And I also do it, I do edit in. I don't think it's on camera because I think I do it later on, but I do edit in sort of actually right where that wall is there, or at least half of it, the other side. And then eventually I do take out the windows so that people can get the environment from, the environment points from it. So this was the kitchen originally. So it was quite small, but like I didn't need it to be really big. But then for some reason, like they couldn't use the counters and stuff. Oh, it was just this whole big thing, and it was just so annoying. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll change things. And so I do. I think I just extended out by one square out, well, like across the wall, but you'll see in the photos eventually anyway. Gotta love those cabinets. Oh yes, beautiful cabinets, beautiful. Maybe it was that. Maybe that's what stopped people from using it, because it's quite low. Maybe I should have used a different one. Oh, never mind. Too late now. So now I am trying to, perfect patio, that's what it was called. Now I'm trying to get the lounge organized. Now the lounge does change slightly too, mostly just the wall where that dishwasher is, just because that changes its shape a little bit, I think. Maybe. I can't remember. Anyway. For the most part, I think it stays the same though. Yeah. I really liked the sort of the neutral tone that it had through this house. the earthy browns and creams and then the green coming through. Like, I really wanted this house to be really open, really fresh and fun, because, you know, you're going to have this garden out the back. And let me tell you, that garden, whoa. I think very quickly my Sims, like by the time all of their kids were like a teenager, I think, because they had all of their kids from baby. I think they had, they just had so much money. Like, you can see they've got 106,000 simoleons there already. I don't know if I cheated in the beginning. I feel like they'd made a lot of money in their previous house as well, because she just had so many. No, I must have. Anyway, what was I saying? Because she'd reached the top of the gardening skill, all of her plants were at the best level, which I think is pristine. So she had more of other ones. Like, she had quite a few blackberry ones, and as we all know, they're the most lucrative plant you can have. So she'd earned quite a bit of money. So at one point we had nearly 500,000 simoleons, all legitimately earned through gardening and through the husband's job and some of the kids' jobs as well. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I love that about this house though. Like, I think even though it's only a really small part of the house, I think it makes it, because, you know, like, eventually we did have to hire a gardener, because otherwise it just took too long and my Sims never got to do anything fun. But I think it looks really good. This is the master bedroom, and it does change. I don't know if it's on camera because a lot of the stuff I did after the fact, but I do change the layout of it ever so slightly because I didn't like it. It basically just means I just centered the bed more and put the bamboo on either side rather than just on one side. But you'll see. In fact, I might even... Oh no, I don't do it there. So now I'm just popping in a couple of... Oh, just one chair? I thought I put in two. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I cut it out. And here's the kids' bedroom that I literally just like chucked stuff in and was like, cool, yep, done. As you can see, I will admit that not much effort went into this, but I just didn't need to. This is the office. So it's got a nice desk, and it gets I used a lot of the get to work items. They're mostly ones that you have to like unlock through jobs. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear barking dogs right now. All of a sudden everyone's dog outside's just started having a hissy fit. I don't know if my microphone will pick that up. Anyway. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening. They're like freaking out. Okay, so that was the office. We've just gone through all of that. Chucked a chest out on the deck. Oh no, we're back to the office. Oh, there we go. So there's the get to work stuff. So like the filing, the sort of like paperwork folders and things. They all sort of have a little place in the office, which I think it came out really cool. Like it's actually kind of cozy. And I eventually do pop a comedian microphone in there for my Sims later on, because one of their kids wants to be a comedian. And it just ended up being like a really cool space, I thought. And like, even though it's for study and for work, you know, the colour I think is quite vibrant, and yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Trying to pick the perfect plant to go there. And of course the mats. I think so I make my own one. I just sort of plop them in myself, just like that. The green coming through. Very nice. Lovely. Just a couple of paintings in the hallway. Or not paintings, I suppose. Artwork, whatever. I couldn't decide what to put there. Like, I was really struggling. I don't even remember what I put in it. Oh, I just put a few pot plants in there, just casually. You know. Oh, that looks alright. So now I'm trying to make kind of like a gardening shed down there. in my head it was going to come out a lot better than it did. It ends up being extremely plain. I guess mostly because like people can't use any of those items, so it's kind of like meh, you know. But that's essentially what it is. And there's one upstairs as well because I put all the fruits and vegetables on the bottom, on the ground floor, and then in the little rooftop garden I put all of the flowers, and so I have like a little garden shed there. But that very quickly became the boys' bedroom of my Sims, so it didn't last long. So there you can see the bamboo sort of wall display there. So there's glass windows all around that. And I even though this foyer is really simple, I actually quite like it because I eventually cover that whole wall where those plants are with photos that my Sims have taken of all of their kids, you know, from when they were kids all the way up to them being young adults. And it was really cool. Like it felt nice. It was fun. It was nice. Chucking in a couple of rocks, adding some lights as you do, and we're going to come into the screenshots very, very shortly, so you'll be able to see some of those changes that I did as well. Quickly putting on a roof there. And here we go. So this is the foyer sort of entranceway, and then swooping down to the lounge and kitchen dining sort of side there. You can see the stairs poking there, so that you can see it's a little bit bigger. At least I think it's a little bit. Oh no, that looks like the same. No, that's a little bit bigger, yeah, because you can see that I've added in the dining room table and stuff. So that's one of the downstairs bathrooms that has the shower in it. I don't know if I took one of the toilet. There's the kids' room that I just threw together. The office. And the hallway, which has a beautiful view because you've got all those flowers on that top deck. So that is the front of the house. It looks so pretty. So now you can swoop around and see all of the things, and these photos include the garden. So you can see the garden on the right there. They've got, you know, just rows of them. There you go. Oh, isn't that cute? And really nice open area down the bottom. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I had so much fun building it. It was a bit of a pain to edit because I just got totally lost with what I'd done, but I'm really happy with it. So you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery, LivyBlivySims, and yeah, thanks for watching guys. Please like and subscribe.